All right, here we go. Hey, how you guys doing, John? This is Armando. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome.
Hey,
Doing
John
good,
everybody.
and Jess.
everybody.
We're going to kick off. We just came up with a name, John, Jess, and I, right now on the name of our weekly webinars. We're going to call it NBG TV. So I think that would be a cool little name for this. For the folks who are just jumping in, we got a lot of people joining in right now. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. On the bottom of your screen for this on the Zoom program, if you see a Q&A down there, if you have any questions you guys would like to ask John and Jess, now is a perfect time to do it. You can also use chat too as well. It'll pop up. Even though if we're talking, still ask that question because we want to have a real dialogue with you guys in real time. I have a laundry list of questions you guys submitted when you guys registered, so I'm super excited to dive in. But before we get started, I want to do a quick announcement. CNT, we have a CNT course coming up in April on the 22nd through the 24th, 2016. It's going to be in Madison. We do have early bird specials currently right now. Make sure you contact Jessica Hinds at Jessica at monkeybargym.com. That's Jessica at monkeybargym.com. It's usually $9.97 when you pay full price, but you can get $100 off if you sign up early enough. So make sure you get that. It's filling up fast. We also got a base program that's it's really new and really excited about it. It's going to start in March 19th, correct? March 19th?
Yep.
That's $247. Email Jessica at monkeybargym.com. That right there is a game changer. Realigning the body, healing the body from injuries. John and Jess are the world's best at making your body stronger and healing it too as well. We still got online fitness programs at a discount right now, $19.99 pre-sale. We are going up in price next month. Email me at Armando at monkeybargym.com. That's ARMANDO at monkeybargym.com. So we're going to be raising the prices at $39.99, but it's a lifetime access guarantee with no price increase on a monthly basis, okay? And then we got a special guest coming on, Daniel Aaron. He actually lives in Indonesia, and he attended a big Tony Robbins event in Fiji's a couple months ago, and that's how he heard about Jon Hinds. Again, John wasn't aware, but Tony Robbins still promotes Jon Hinds as the world's best in strength and healing the body. So I think that's going to be a pretty cool dialogue. But that's my announcements for right now.
That's cool.
Is that cool?
Like 5 cool things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into these questions here. Daniel, I know you're on the webinar. I'm gonna have you jump on board in about 30 minutes. I'm gonna dive into these questions for 30 minutes. And about 3:30 our time, 30 minutes from now, we're gonna put you on the panel, promote you as a panelist so you can meet Jon Hinds in person. Okay. So let me get into these. Daniel had a quick question here. So I would love to hear more about the connection between NBG and yoga. I run a yoga school. Dig NBG, MGB. Am highly focused on plant-based nutrition, veganism. I've attempted to learn more about Roger Eisen without any luck so far. Connection of NGB to yoga. So that's his question.
Okay, the first part, what is the connection of Monkey Bar Gym and Aishin's yoga? Not just yoga, but we only do Aishin's yoga. I met Roger in '97 when I moved back to Madison from Los Angeles. And I had a really bad knee and back. And for 4 years, I had been hobbling around. I couldn't play basketball. 3 or 4 years, I hadn't been able to play basketball because my knee and back were so bad. So I was mostly just hobbling around. And that's why I started jiu-jitsu. But that didn't solve my back pain. So when I moved back to Madison, I ran into this guy. I was very fortunate. A friend of mine, Steve Merlin, introduced me to Roger Eisens. And he said, John, he can fix you up like that. And at first, I was very skeptical because I'd gone to all the top soft tissue people in LA, and they have a bunch of them. And then when I met Roger, he was this old guy with one good eye, and he looks sort of like, you know, when you see somebody who's really granola-like, and they wear all hemp, and they wear sort of like just granola-y type clothing and stuff like that. That was Roger. And at first, my first thought of him was like, okay, this guy, he looks a little weird, but I'll listen to him. But at that time, I really thought I was God's gift to the training world. And after about 2 minutes of talking to Roger, I realized I didn't know anything. He completely blew my mind. And it's like that commercial where the person's head explodes. That was my head after 2 minutes with Roger. And he put me in a position, just one yoga pose. He gave me the Aishin's Yoga feedback, and I stood up and my back pain was 80% gone, and it was like 30 seconds of effort.
Wow.
And it was something I hadn't experienced in 4 years of going to soft tissue centers and working with different people and massage therapists and everything out in LA. Nothing had done the trick like that. And so I was like, man, I got to learn from this guy.
Yeah.
So for 3 years, I studied with him. I took 2 privates a week with him, and I did his Aishin's Yoga every single day. And we became very good friends. And I found out that I'm a lot like Roger. I'm a younger version of Roger, but very similar. He wrestled, I did jiu-jitsu. He played basketball, so did I. He's the same height as me, just under 6'2", and can dunk. Same with me.
Wow.
Both played football, basketball, and wrestled, and very similar. He was a strength coach. I was a strength coach. And it was really interesting. And then I learned how to fix the body from him in a very unique manner. It's different than other yogas in that there's hands-on feedback. That's one difference. And then it's also only active poses. So last week we talked about static poses and static stretching versus active stretching and active alignment work. Then that's what we do. Mm-hmm. And yoga only does active alignment work. And I think that's key. And then it is enhanced when you get some partner feedback. It takes it to a completely another level.
Yeah.
And that's why as soon as I had done it for 3 years, and then some people had said, you got to open up your own gym. And because I had unique training ways as well. And so I said, when I open it up, Roger, would it be okay if we had Aishin's Yoga classes there? And before that, I even asked him that, I started merging his Aishin's Yoga into the exercises. And he thought that was a great idea. And when I set up to open a gym, he thought that was brilliant.
Wow.
And to have a gym that would strengthen people, completely functional movements, and heal their pains, aches and pains. And
awesome.
There wasn't any gym like that in the world, and I still feel there isn't anything really like that in the world.
Yeah, I mean, to give you a little history on the lineage of this whole thing, Roger, for 13 years, he went to India to study with BKS Iyengar. So for those of you yogis out there, you know who he is, and his children. And back then, to actually become certified in yoga, you had to go to India. There wasn't any certifications here in the United States at the time that Roger got certified. So he studied from the man, and Jon, studied from Roger. And so all of that stuff that we're implementing into the gym is coming straight from this yoga master, 2 of them basically. And it's just amazing how it's helped people.
Yeah. And that's why Aishin's Yoga is the only yoga that we do at the Monkey Bar Gym. It always has, and it always will be. And it's because I love Roger so much. He was so far ahead of his time. It works more efficiently than anything else I've ever done in my life. And I have seen everything. I've been a strength coach 36 years, and I've seen everything you can think of. And nothing heals the body as fast as Aishin's Yoga. And that's why that's the only one we do. So that's the connection between Aishin's Yoga and the Monkey Bar Gym. What was the second part?
Let me check here because I already closed that, but I could look it up real quick. So I would love to hear more about the connection between MGB and yoga. I run a yoga school, so he really digs the Monkey Bar Gym. Highly focused on plant-based nutrition and veganism. I attempt to learn more about Roger Aishin's without any luck so far. Connection to Monkey Bar Gym and yoga. I think you pretty much answered it.
Yeah. Well, sadly, there's a couple. I mean, there's probably a handful. I mean, Jess and I are Aishin's Yoga instructor certified. We're Aishin's Yoga therapist, have been for a long time. And there's not a ton of other Aishin's Yoga instructors in the world. and it's still unique. People have heard about it. They know yoga though, and no, it's legit, big time.
He wasn't that interested in promoting himself.
Not at all.
I mean, so that's why you don't really hear about his style.
Just as simple, just as to say how good he was. When I was in LA, I was around the top therapists in the world. I had access to incredible yogis, therapists. I had access to the head of sports medicine institutes.
Wow.
And one time I was fortunate enough to have Roger with me when a bunch of these guys were right there in front of him. And these guys had heard me brag about Roger. And so when they met him, they started to try to grill Roger on movement. And within minutes, it was laughable how they knew nothing about the body. And Roger just destroyed them.
Wow.
It was incredible. Roger would do things like, well, yeah, you have neck pain because your left heel isn't working down.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, blow your mind.
And then these guys would be like, well, no, they have to work the transverse, blah, 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 and all these different things. And he's like, no, they have to drive their left heel down. That will help extend their spine and to help lift the crown of the head.
Yeah, yeah.
And he would say stuff like that all the time. And these guys were just like I was the first time I met him, just perplexed at first. And then they start thinking of it, and then they're like this, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And he would go and look at them and say, like you, for example, and he would, you got to do this, 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 and this.
Just by looking at him?
Oh, yeah, like that. And he would call them out. Yeah, like you have neck and low back pain, so you need to hit this, this, and this. And if we activate you here, and he's like, and top level guys. I mean, top of National Academy of Sports Medicine, top of the a different physical therapy group out in LA. Yeah. And these guys were blown away by Roger, and it just took a couple minutes. And it's so obvious when you're in the presence of greatness, it's like that.
Wow.
Oh, wow, this guy is on a completely another level.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. It's literally giants standing upon giants, standing upon giants. It's like this collective wisdom. And that's where you guys come in with your courses. I mean, that's why these courses are off the charts. As certified natural trainers, you don't have to be a fitness professional to join these courses. Jon and Jess, most of the people that joined are not fitness professionals, right? Just for understanding the body. So
right. And our whole point is we're not trying to teach how to kill people and work out. We're trying to teach people how to make people strong, mentally, physically, spiritually, and balanced. And the balance part of the body, a lot of people do it with static stretching and forced joint mobility, things like that. But actively aligning the body in the proper way, in the natural way, there isn't a course out there that does that.
Yeah.
And it's mind-blowing when you first, I've seen it so many times, and when people come and learn from Jess and I can't count how many times people are like, oh my God. You hear it hundreds of times every course.
No, it blew me away when I went to go visit you guys in Madison when you were doing the CNT Elite, and you did some base workouts with the whole group and myself. And you guys are like, literally, it reminds me of The Matrix, the movie. You guys are like Neo. You guys could see the code and nobody else could. You could literally fix somebody from across your studio and tell them to realign something with their heels or hips. I'm telling you guys, if you guys ever get a chance to go to these courses that they go to, it's well worth times 10 the investment. And the way that they work just blows me away. I'm looking at the body and they look at it and it's like, oh, this guy's misaligned there, there, and there. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I don't see that. I'm like, it's just amazing to see you guys do that. You guys break it down just from looking at the body. So it's amazing.
That's the whole thing about it. If you're a personal trainer, how would you like to have the ability to break your client down like that so you can heal them and strengthen them? Yeah. And if you're just some person that loves training, how would you like to be able to, anytime that you have a tweak in your body from something, know how to heal it like that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's just crazy. That is just crazy. Let me move on to the next question, but really quick for the people who are on our online fitness program as currently members, if you guys upload your workouts, like how G-Man's doing from Norway, if you guys want to get like feedback from Jon, Sean, Jess in our online fitness program, they'll give you feedback. Just make sure you tag us. be like, hey, how's my form doing? They could literally look through the video of you that you uploaded and help you align your body. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna move on to the next question because we have a laundry list of stuff. Barry submitted a question. He says, I have undergone extensive rotator cuff repair for both shoulders in June and October, respectively, and I am looking for workouts. So it was really more of a statement, not a question. So do you think, I guess the question is like, he has messed up rotator cuff. What's your thoughts on that? Is this Monkey Bar Gym can help out with that, or base?
Yeah. Well, I would suggest do the base as much as possible. I don't know how strong your shoulders are, but things that we do in the base class will help your rotators big time. Brachiation, we do almost every single class in some form. That's one of the best things a person can do when they're active. And brachiation, we do that almost every single day. And the base class will strengthen all the muscles and create balance in them to help you out. My very first member at the Monkey Bar Gym had a torn shoulder rotator, completely torn, and he had just had surgery. And his first day, he comes in, he goes, so I have a fully torn rotator cuff. And he was my only student for the first month I was open. And so I had him doing a lot of the brachiation drills that we still do to this day. And he went back to the doctor a couple months later, and the doctor freaked out at how quickly he healed up. So it's simple things. It's aligning your body. It's doing the simple base work every single day. Then when it comes to doing our workouts, stick to doing the non-dynamic stuff and stick to doing, if you look at the workouts, if you have a question like, is this a strength workout? Is this a power workout? I would stick to doing more strength-based workouts at stability level for the first month or so to get your feet wet, and then you can start to progress it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Daniel, really quick, in about 20 minutes, I know it's your first time joining a webinar. I'm going to bring you on face-to-face with Jon and Jess in about 20 minutes. I'm going to go through a few questions that people submitted, Daniel, and then we'll bring you on. So let me move on to the next question really quick. Let's see here. Martino said, can you give a variety of examples of meal ideas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
No, you can go ahead.
Meal ideas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? A variety of examples. How about going on our membership page and getting the variety of menu and meals and stuff like that?
Yeah, you guys came up with a pretty cool ebook for the members, and a lot of sample recipes for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and snacks too. So, yeah, I mean, there's a ton on there. We take a lot of green smoothies. We eat tons of kale and broccoli, maybe with some eggs, maybe with some beans for breakfast. For dinner, we like to have
protein and greens or something.
Yeah, we have a lot of. We got some stuff I like. It's hemp tofu, which is really pretty awesome, and with some veggies and some brown rice. I like that a lot with some sriracha on it. That's a typical day for me, at least. Jessie might have something similar. She doesn't like the green smoothies as much as I do, but
I'm okay with the green smoothies. It's the hemp tofu I'm having a problem with. I'm like, this doesn't cook very well.
But it's a really strong food. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Thanks for answering that. Got a next question here. Daniel, do you want to get on now? Because it sounds like you only scheduled for 15 minutes. I didn't realize I didn't explain it more clearly to you. Just send me a quick message right now, and I'm going to move on to the next question. Oh, God, this is a hard name to pronounce. Los Calzo asked, great to see what you guys are doing. Any hints on how to keep people motivated on a plant-based eating lifestyle?
Well, one, does he know it's not vegan? So there's a bunch of different ways to look at that. Plant-based is mostly plants, 80 to 90% or more. And that means, if you like eggs or fish or something else a little bit, you can still have that a couple times a week. And the motivation part, I like to look at it like, just to feel great, to feel healthy and stuff like that, you want to put foods that have higher nutrients in your body. And once you start doing that on a regular basis, you feel clean, your skin looks better,
That's right.
your eyes look better, you have better energy.
Yep.
And then I like to tell people intentionally, go and eat some crap. Have a really crappy day of eating. Eat whatever you want. And donuts, cookies, ice cream, whatever you want. But your only rule for it is pay attention to how it makes you feel. And after you've eaten clean for a week and then you eat some crappy food, trust me, you will not feel good. You'll feel lethargic. You might get a headache right away.
Yeah.
You might wake up a lot during the middle of the night with sniffles. You know, if you took a lot of sugar in before you went to bed. There's a lot of different symptoms that people aren't even aware of. We're so just used to it that we go along thinking, oh, it's just life. Oh, it's a pollen in the air. It's our food.
Yeah, it's what we're doing.
And once you get dialed into eating strong food, you know, high nutrient food, and then you eat some other food that's low nutrient food, that's highly processed, you're going to feel so different that you're not going to want to go back to eating that way because it just isn't worth the stress.
Yeah, that's true.
I think too that word motivated might mean he might be going out too hard on the plant-based nutrition.
Yeah.
He might be trying to do it all at once, and he really needs to do a live with. So if he really wants to change, you know, the way that he's eating, maybe it's 2 times a week he has plant-based meals. It doesn't even have to be, you know, you don't have to completely change your diet, but what can he live with that will keep him going? That will be his motivation.
Yeah, just little changes. Like instead of having breakfast cereal and cow's milk for breakfast, have a green smoothie for breakfast and see how that makes you feel over the next couple hours versus having some cereal and cow's milk.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just that one little upgrade can that be a live with for you? Okay, great. That's one. So then maybe the more you feel good, the more you want to do good.
Yeah. No, I noticed a change in how I felt when I went plant-based. I'm going to bring on Daniel Aaron on board right now, and we're going to promote you here. Boom, promote you as a panelist. All right, Aaron, you're going to be popping up in just a second. And go ahead and on the bottom of your screen, Aaron, if you could click on the mute button so you can unmute and we can hear you, that'd be pretty cool. Thank you, Daniel. How you doing, Daniel? Welcome.
Hey, I'm doing great, Armando. Thank you. Jon, Jess, great to see you here and to meet you.
Daniel.
Awesome, man. Hey, sorry for not explaining. Oh, go ahead, Jon. Sorry, go ahead.
Where are you, Daniel?
I'm in Bali, Indonesia.
Oh, cool.
You bastard.
I am a righteous bastard here. I wish I could turn my screen around because you could see the rice fields and the sunrise coming up right out here.
Oh, man.
It's gorgeous.
God, it was -6 here yesterday.
I feel for you.
Oh, yeah, I bet you do. That's cool. You live in Bali. So how can we help you enjoy Bali even more?
Thank you. Yeah, that's a fantastic way of putting it. I don't know. You know, honestly, I just I jumped into joining the membership and jumped into this call just really out of intuition because as Armando said, I heard about you at Tony's event a couple months ago. I've gotten quite into the Tony world. I've been into plant-based nutrition for about 30 years, mostly raw food. And I came from a judo background, actually, and have done a lot of physical training of different sorts. And I've been the only guy at the gym without shoes on for years. And so when I saw what you were presenting, you know, just by the video at Tony's event, I was like, there's something going on. And then hearing about Roger and that style of yoga, and I've developed my own style of yoga with different elements to it that has a spiritual base as well as a physical base. Seeing what y'all are up to over there. And then I was just in Wisconsin for the first time in August. So I thought, something's going on, man. I want to check these guys out.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, tell us, do you have anything that we can help you with? You have a great background. That's for darn sure.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, and, you know, really right now, probably I just will say hi and thank you for what you're doing and offering. I'm new to your material and really appreciate everything I've seen so far. As Armando said, I had a bit of confusion about what we were doing today. So I'm actually behind time and late for something else. So I'm about to run. It's top of the morning here, but I'd love to come on another time and maybe talk some more and see what I can offer to your community, and we can connect more in other ways.
That would be great.
Sounds good.
That would be great. Well, it was really nice to meet you, and hope you have a great day there, sunny day out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you all some good Bali warmth from here.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nice, bye.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we'll get them next time. Next week, I have Lucy coming on. She's scheduled to do a 2-on-1 with you guys. She signed up for the online.
Goatee.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Dub C, the rapper back in the days.
Yeah. So for those of you who listen to this webinar, it was like 2 little braids.
Yeah,
it gets better reception.
It's cool though, man. I wish that sounds so nice being in Bali.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
Jesse and I, when we were working with Tony Robbins, he flew us out there for 8 days at his resort in Mali, which is in Fiji. And we stayed right on the ocean in this awesome bungalow. It was beautiful. It was so awesome. People there, as beautiful as it is, the people there were even more beautiful.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah, we would hang out. We didn't really stay we stayed, in the bungalows and stuff, but we like to go and have adventures. So we would just go to their houses and eat with them and go to their churches and hang out. And it was just fun. It was so fun.
The nicest people we've ever met. Yeah. We've traveled a lot.
Wow. That sounds amazing. I got to put that on my to-do list, my bucket list. But let me move on to the next question here. Yes, Gary just made a comment. Your small wins, you're right. He was commenting about your plant-based, how you answered the last question before Daniel. It's all about small wins, and you're right. That helps gain momentum. And like Jess mentioned, it's a live with. What can you live with and move from there? Let's see here. Next question here is from Cole. We've been going back and forth in the email, so I'm glad you're here. She said, are vitamin supplements okay? If so, which supplements and vitamins do you two take? So that was her question from Cole.
Sure. We like the raw organic protein powder by Garden of Life. And I like these vitamin mineral tablets. They're chewables from Source of Life every day. Things that people that eat plant-based, there's 2 things you generally want to hit is the vitamin D and B12. And if you're hitting those things, I just like to take a nice general vitamin mineral supplement like that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, if you're doing any research on vitamins, I mean, there's a lot of information out there on, oh yeah, there's some are good, some are bad. They don't do anything for you, or they do stuff for you. I mean, it's all over the place. But what you do here is, definitely B12, number 1. Yeah. If you live in a climate where there's a lot of sunshine and all that good stuff, then vitamin D may not be necessary. But for us in the northern part, we definitely need it. And then, my last suggestion would actually be enzymes. So if those 3 things you take, you'll be even without vitamin supplement, you'd be good.
That's a good point. The enzymes are great, especially because if you eat plant-based, you're eating so much fiber and stuff like that. The enzyme break it down and absorb the nutrients from the foods even better.
Yeah, enzymes make things move faster.
Nice. That's a nice way of saying it. I got an anonymous viewer asked, they mentioned the ebook that Hinds made about plant-based diet. Where can I buy that at? That's actually part of the online fitness membership benefit. You get emailed that ebook alone. I mean, that ebook alone is $20. I mean, you might as well join the community and get feedback from people on training and stuff. So just email me, armando@monkeybargym.com. We'll get you started. Next question is a funny one, so get ready. Lewis asked, this is what Lewis said. So I jumped in my cold ass pool, 50 to 55 degrees every day. How is it benefiting me?
Do you feel any benefit from it? I mean,
well, obviously he does if he keeps jumping in, unless he's real stupid.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go on to the next question.
Go ahead.
Okay, if you want to comment, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the benefits of it, I mean, there's so many things that are out there that help, that are proving that getting into cold water immersion is very great for you. But the main thing is, really boosting the immune system, definitely recovery. but on the side note, there's all these little things that it actually helps with, like, helping you lose weight, helps your skin, helps you look younger, helps you with anxiety and depression and all these other things. So it's a good thing to do.
Is it called hydrotherapy? That Gary just made a comment on this. Is it considered hydrotherapy, or is that different?
I've never heard it called hydrotherapy.
I've never heard that either.
Wim Hof talks about it, and I've heard him say cold water submersion, and I haven't heard anybody ever say hydrotherapy, but
okay,
never heard it.
Just curious. Cool, that's good to know. I've been taking cold showers for like every single morning for the past 3-4 months, and I feel a big difference on my energy level, and it really wakes me up, and more clarity of thinking too. What I notice for me personally. So Smith had a question here. What exercises will strengthen the pelvic muscles and increase the libido in the spine and back muscles? Thanks.
Okay, so your question is more for libido and sex drive, or is it more for getting stronger hips area? And
well, I guess that would all fit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to answer that question. I mean, if it's just for libido and stuff like that, that has more to do with your rest and recovery and your nutrition that you're taking in, more than an exercise. If you're trying to just get more pop to when you're doing your pushing or whatever like that, maybe some type of a strong hip extension exercise like a swing or a deadlift. But, that's a very broad-based question. I don't really know where you're trying to go with that. Is it for libido, or, do you wake up with a morning wood or not? Because that's an honest question. You should. If you're a man, you should. If you don't, then you're not getting adequate recovery. You're not getting adequate nutrients.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with your training.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What an interesting question. Can I move on to the next?
Yeah.
No.
You want to stay on this track? Okay. So I don't know if this is Herb says, explain the cardio warm up and warm down. I'm not sure if Herb's a part of the online membership, but I guess explain the cardio warm up and warm down.
A cardio warm up? So is this Herb?
It says Herb, the first name, but
ERB?
ERB. Last name. Yeah.
Weed. Herb.
Well,
okay.
Sound like that.
Okay. It's not pronounced like that.
It is, but I don't.
Herb, I don't know.
Look at you two guys. Well, I don't know.
I'm like,
I have never heard about that stuff.
Can you answer the question or what?
Oh, okay. A cardio warm up. This is a fun one we're having today, huh?
Yeah.
A cardio warm up. Conditioning class warm up for a monkey bar gym. We do a variety of movements, but generally when I hear the word cardio, that's synonymous with a stationary bike or working on a treadmill. So you got two totally different things there. So if you're doing a warm up on those things, just get on them and start and gradually pick up the intensity. If you're training on like our Monkey Bar Gym online Facebook group, then for you guys at home, you're going to want to do things that support what you're going to do in the workout. There's two basic types of warm-ups that you can do. There's general and there's specific physical preparation. Mm-hmm. For you guys at home, if you like, maybe you run around the block, maybe you do a bunch of jumping jacks, maybe you do some burpees, maybe you just run in place. All of those things are nice ways to get the blood flowing. I prefer doing more movement like that, but to prep the body for a workout. But what I really prefer is the specific, because to me, those are general. You just do whatever to get some blood flowing and get a sweat. The specific is if we're running sprints today, then I'm going to start running slowly. I'm going to do all types of running type warm-up drills, and I'm going to slowly increase the intensity until I'm running at the speed that I want to run for my sprints or whatever I'm running. So that's more specific. That's how Jesse and I, we like to warm up most of the time specific wise, but a lot of people just like doing a general warm up. And it also depends on your intensity. If you're low intensity on most everything you do, you really don't need a lot of warm up to get into whatever you're going to do. But if you're very high intensity, if you're a high level athlete, you definitely want to get the body prepped for intense training. So that's when you want to do general at a high level or specific up to the high level that you want to train at.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. I have a good question that was just submitted by an anonymous viewer. That's part of the webinar. He said, I play basketball other than ice and yoga. What other approaches differ from traditional strength coaches?
Let's hear that again, because that was weird.
What's the question?
So he said he plays basketball, collegiate basketball. Other than ice and yoga, how does your approach differ from traditional strength coaches? And that's going to be a good answer there.
Oh, in jump training, it's very different. I look at everything like like we are in the wild. In the wild, man, animals, whatever, we have just a couple basic things that we do. We run, we jump, we crawl, we climb. We react, we roll. I look at trying to increase my efficiency and my technique on whatever those are. I want to have a base of strength to support my speed of that movement as well. But that doesn't mean I want that base of strength to override my speed of that movement. Jump training is a perfect example. I am one of the few, I can't tell you if many other strength coaches in the world that average 8-inch vertical jump improvement over 10 to 12 week programs. That's what I've averaged for the last 20 years.
Dang.
My program is very simple. It involves it's very much based on getting your technique for 2 foot, 1 foot, and approach jumps. Once you have your technique down, then lightly resisting it in varying degrees. Doing just good quality jumps, and that's it for that workout. Once you can't do quality jumps up to the same level, then you're done with that exercise. You only do 2 exercises per workout. You might do 3 sets of them per workout, but the way that I've developed my program, it does it in a certain way so that you can keep track of where you're at, and each week you incrementally increase how high or how far that you're jumping. And it's very unique, but the big part for me is the technical aspect of it. This is very different than most all other strength coaches. Most all other strength coaches focus on the big lifts. Get your squat up, get your deadlift up, get your cleans up, things like that. I've never focused on those things. And because of that, I might be looked at as sort of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because I'm not mainstream.
Yeah.
But I actually had a really good argumentation and debate with a top strength coach friend of mine from the East Coast. He's very well known. I don't want to say his name, but he was actually saying to me, so you're going to tell me that you're not going to really stress that your athlete's got a double body weight squat in order to jump high? And I was like, because he said, he made a point of, so if you had to cover Reggie Bush, and you know Reggie can jump 36 or 38 inches high, it wouldn't worry you if you can't double body weight squat when you're covering him, you know, so that you could then jump high and stuff like that. And I said, hell no, that's not going to worry me. What would worry me is if I'm not as fast as him and if I can't jump as high as him. I don't give a fuck if I can't squat X amount. All I care about is, can I run as fast and jump as high or higher than this guy? That's all I care about. So I said, what difference does it make if I get those results bouncing a ball against a wall and it gives me great results, then I'm going to bounce a ball against a wall. But my results are very different than everybody else's because they're all about technique and they're all about the way that I load the body up. This is completely different than a typical strength coach who focuses completely on building their strength. Now, my argument for that is I just look at the evidence. Find me a strength coach anywhere in the country that averages 8-inch vertical jump improvement over 10 to 12 weeks. You won't.
You even increase in NBA players.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing with NBA players that I've trained.
Increase the vertical they already have.
Yeah, I mean, I got NBA players who had one a few years back had a 33-inch vertical jump when we started. I only had him for 8 weeks. Got his vertical jump before he left to 39 inches.
Dang.
Now, and this is completely with not putting a huge focus on going heavy squats, but getting your technique down and jumping faster off the ground. That's a completely different way to look at it.
And, as Jon's always tested out his ideas and his philosophies on himself, and his vertical jump results, they kind of blow me away because he's only 6'2". Yeah. And you're 1 foot?
My 1 foot, I touched 11.8, and my reach is only to 7'8". So that was a 48-inch off one that I had, and off 2 feet, off a straight up 2 foot vertical, I touched 11.3, which is 43-inch standing vertical.
My God.
And so that what came about from me figuring out how to jump properly and how to load it just right. And I've played with variables over the years, and it's come down to an extremely simple program. So I would say that I have quite a big difference between the way that I train athletes, basketball players specifically for jump training versus a typical strength coach. I actually saw here at Wisconsin, I saw on one of their board of records, which athlete had the all-time record for over 5 years vertical jump improvement. It was 4 inches.
What?
5 years.
Over 5 years. I improved my vertical jump from 25 inches to 43 inches over 2 years.
Wow.
And
that's crazy,
when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. It sort of blew my mind that a guy at a strength coach level, that they would even I would be embarrassed to put that up on the wall.
Yeah, take that down.
I would be embarrassed if one of my athletes only got 4 inches over a 10 to 12 week program.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
That'd be awkward.
Most of my athletes go from like 27-inch
full refund
verticals up into the high 30s or early 40s.
I've watched him, teach this, jump training to multiple people, and you see it just start increasing, and then you see them starting to get confident, and everything just starts to change. And it would be very rare if somebody got a 4-inch, improvement in the amount of time. It would be odd.
It's happened, but I can count it like this. It's less than this. In my 20 years, it's less than this where a guy hasn't gotten over 4 inches in 10 to 12 weeks.
That's crazy.
That was just because technically and physically, they were completely not there.
Yeah.
So they were years from having any physical sense about their bodies and stuff like that. But I remember one summer I had 12 kids. None of them could dunk at the start of the summer. None.
Wow.
By week 10, all of them were cup dunking or two-handed and reverse dunking and drop step dunking.
Wow. See, that's crazy.
It was amazing. It was fun.
It was really fun. That's extremely fun having stuff like that happen.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, that's one of my dreams in my life is to be able to dunk a basketball like an NBA court. And I was in college when I played basketball, I was grabbing rim, but I was training wrong and injured my knee. But I gotta jump on your jumping program with NBG. That's crazy. Let's see here. Next question. Okay, so Zuby said, how does one start over after being sedentary for over 2 years, paying special attention to tendons and tissues?
Base.
Base?
Yeah. Just start with the base every day. Maybe go through it just for a couple of times. And my mom's 85. Jesse's mom's in her late 60s,
mid-60s.
and they do the base class 3 times a week. If you're at home and you get on our online membership, do the base every single day. And as you get better at it, add more rounds to it. And you'll also learn how to cue yourself into what feels really great and to open your body up as you go. And next thing you know, you'll be hitting bigger ranges of motion of everything, more ease of movement on everything. And just you're going to feel more balanced and healthy.
Yeah. That base is amazing. I mentioned last week that I messed up my back like 2 weeks ago. I don't know how. Maybe slept wrong on the couch. I don't know. But I was on the couch. Translation, I was in the doghouse. Right?
I'm sorry. Okay. I'll see.
But I did only 2 to 3 rounds of the base. I literally couldn't even walk. I mean, I was walking like I was 500 years old. And I did 2 rounds of the base, so just one of your cycles in the membership program that you guys have. I love it because it's mobile friendly. The PDF that we create, you could click on the link. I just prop it up. I listen to your cues, and it was just like in 15 minutes I was walking. I was like, hallelujah.
It's pretty amazing, huh?
It's amazing, man. It's just like I just listen to your cues on what to watch for. And I don't have a yoga block or a stick, so I use a broomstick. And I use some other stuff to be creative, but that base is off the chain.
Just use a thick book and a broomstick, and you're good to go.
That's it. I had a couple questions here. So the anonymous viewer, he just the one that asked about the strength coach question. I'm a basketball player and just asked that question. Thanks for the answer, he said. Awesome. I'm convinced. So I don't live near a Monkey Bar Gym. How do I start working with Monkey Bar Gym? I would suggest an online fitness program. Email me Armando at monkeybargym.com. Do I go to monkeybargym.com and go to the 60-day challenge? No, just email me. I'm gonna send you some information. Okay. I don't know your name, Mr. Anonymous. But just email me, okay? It's ARMANDO at monkeybargym.com.
That's his name, Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah. Gary asked, Gary's a part of an online fitness member. It's good to see you here, Gary. How much does the base certification cost? That base is $247, and that's in March 19th, Gary. Highly recommend it, my friend. It'll up your level tenfold, even more so. And it's something you take with you for the rest of your life. So it just started with this program, and I honestly think you guys should charge like 10 times more than that, but we'll talk about that later. Next question. Let's see here. I can't pronounce the name. Your best diet tips.
Best diet tips? I like, there's a great one from Joe Furman. It's real simple. Eat a pound of greens a day, then eat whatever you else want besides that.
Oh, that's good.
I think
moving on.
My other tip is the hand plan. Eat only this much. When you're hungry, eat only what you can fit in your hand like this. When you get hungry again, only eat this much again. That's a big part of the hand plan. Try and fill it mostly with greens, and that will work because that you start to connect to being satisfied and hunger. And that's two things that most people don't have connection with.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to pronounce the name. E. Batcher is the name that asked that question. So Gary just submitted a question, online or in person. He's asking about the base. That base certification is in person, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's in Madison.
It's in Madison.
Yeah.
And March 19th. Okay.
Yeah.
Good question, Gary. Thank you so much.
Is there a way that we could make it so that it's online for people?
We could work on that. That's super, super possible. Super possible. We've been talking about that.
A cool way so that for those of you that don't live near here, we can have you guys sign up online and we can do a virtual version of it live or something. You could even ask questions during it.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. We could definitely build that out. Yeah, that would be awesome. Next question here. We got about 10 more minutes left. Anti Powich asked, Jon and Jess, I work in camps and travel every 11 days. How to set up a Monkey Bar Gym program for me in my schedule? 1 hour max. Thanks.
Yeah, the travel stuff. That's all.
We have, we're making a poster for everybody that travel, especially those of you that travel a lot. We've written it all out. We're just waiting to make it into a final poster of travel options. So obviously you can't travel with a bunch of kettlebells and stuff like that. So what do you do instead? Well, on this poster that we're making, we'll have all the options available. so you can pick and choose which ones you want to use in place of maybe a kettlebell deadlift, maybe a kettlebell clean and press. There's ways around it, my friend. I've done it my whole life. My dad started it with portable fitness, and you can get in and stay in great shape anywhere that you are in workouts that are easily under an hour. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be for the online fitness program, correct? That what you just mentioned?
Yeah. So
okay.
you can still follow the exact same workouts that we have, except then you take travel alternatives with you. And once you do it a couple of times, then you'll know when you see like a kettlebell clean, okay, I know I do this exercise in place of it. And you'll get so used to it that you can maintain your same records, keep working to improve your records over the course of the month, just like you normally would. And you'll still get great improvement.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that and taking your fitness on the go, monkey bar gym style. Next question here is from Jones. How to optimize gut health and nutrient uptake?
Did you say gut health?
Yep.
God, there's a lot. Well, there's many ways that you can go about doing it. First, you can start by trying to eliminate the things in your diet that are causing gut issues. This takes some time, but it's basically just kind of weaning out certain foods that you're eating that you feel like might be affecting you. Soy might be an issue for him. Beans might be an issue. So if he feels like his gut is bloated, he might want to start off eliminating those things out of his diet just for a little bit and see if it changes. But if you want to keep things really simple, I think the one thing is wait until you're hungry to eat until you're satisfied, take some digestive enzymes, drink a lot of water, and yeah, eating until you're satisfied is just the hand plan.
Yeah, this is huge for you.
So start just kind of, weaning yourself back on how much you're eating, maybe weaning yourself back on some of the things you think are affecting you, because he probably already knows what it is.
Yeah.
He probably already gets what it is. So start pulling away from that. Just stop it for a week. Take it out of your diet for a week and see if something changes. But if that's not what you want to do, then the second option is the best. The hand plan, and then have some digestive enzymes and go from there.
The big thing what Jesse was saying that I just want to reiterate, you got to let your body clear. And that means truly get hungry. And one of the problems where people get bloated a lot of times is you eat on the clock instead of eating when your body says, I want to eat. And then we eat too much, and our body still hasn't digested all the food that we were eating. And so now you got all this stuff sitting there, and that's where the bloat comes from. A lot of times it's from not being hydrated.
A lot of times it's from that.
That's really common.
Yeah.
And then it's a lot of times, especially when you transition to eating more plants, it's high fiber, stuff like that. The body's not so used to it. So slowly integrating it and using, like Jesse said, the enzymes and stuff to help it break it down will be key for you to not get that bloat.
And another thing, and it's a little kind of outside the box, but some of you guys will understand, the way you think, the relationship that you have with your food also affects the way that your food can be digested. I mean, the mind and the belly are very, very connected. So if he's already sitting there, kind of like, ooh, I know I shouldn't have this. I know I shouldn't have this. Well, then he shouldn't have it, and his body's going to react to it. So, kind of de-stress yourself when you sit down to eat. Don't try not to eat in the car. Try not to eat in a rush. Those things are terrible.
Yeah.
If you can avoid it, do as much as you can to avoid that. But, I feel like his main thing, and I know I don't know him, but I feel like his main thing is he needs to drink a lot more water. I don't think he has enough water.
And get hungry.
Got it. That's a good segue to the next question. The next question is, I'm familiar with the plant-based nutrition and agree. What do you say about H2O consumption? What do you advise ounce-wise? And that's from Kamin.
I've heard, over the years, I've heard so many different things. I generally think, a nice rule is about 8 ounces an hour for somebody, 6 to 8 ounces an hour. But I've heard some people, don't drink a whole lot, and they're fine. But that's on the very small percentage side. And I think most people substitute water with coffee and things that might have caffeine in them.
Mm-hmm.
And a little rule I used to make for my clients a long time ago, well, if you have a cup of coffee, replace it. You know, that's 2 cups of water that you're missing, basically. Coffee's a diuretic, so it doesn't help your absorption of water and stuff like that. So I used to say that to my clients all the time. So you're almost putting yourself in the negative when you have coffee. So if you want to be smart about it, you know, drink a cup an hour. Or if you have to have some taste to it, you know, an herbal tea is nice. Like we use the Dandy blend, drink a lot of that. And a lot of people in the fitness world, they just carry a gallon jug with them around. It looks sort of crazy, but it's a good way just to see where you're at throughout the day. If you drink half of it by noon or so, you're looking pretty good. Mm-hmm. Doing a good job. You don't want to drink it too late at night. A lot of water, but those are a couple ways that I've looked at it over the years.
Yeah. I guess you know, a lot of people will just say, well, I'm going to try to get all my water in right now. And Johnny is mentioning 8 ounces every hour or so, because your body can only absorb 8 ounces in every half an hour. So if you're just slamming it, you know, not like after you've worked out or anything like that, but if you're just, you know, waking up and you just slam a whole bunch of water, you'll most likely piss the majority of it out. So if you want to stay hydrated, you know, kind of separate, just, you know, a couple sips here and there every hour is good.
Awesome. And I got one more question. We got a couple more minutes left. So this is from Christine. Any suggestions for a person with hypermobility, natural hyperextension in joints?
Yes. The base.
Base. Oh yeah, we got a program. What's the name of that program? Oh, base. Yeah. So
base and strength training. Yeah. Because when you have loose joints, one, stop static stretching now. Never static stretch again the rest of your life. So that might mean sitting cross-legged, you know, and however you do things that are past normal joint ranges of motion, those things aren't healthy for you. You need to develop more stability instead of more mobility in all of your joints. So that comes from 2 things: stability training, which is going to happen to each joint when you do the base training, and strength training will add even more muscle to those joints as well. So those 2 together will help you tremendously. Jesse,
that was my whole thing.
Story.
I have double jointed elbows, so they can pop out and look crazy. And since I've been training with Johnny, you know, I did a lot of yoga. We didn't call it base back when I started like 13 years ago, but it was still the same thing, still the same yoga. And then I developed strength around it. So now when I'm doing anything, I don't have that fear of popping my elbow forward and kind of, you know, hurting myself. And that's common for a lot of women. So this helped me. I don't have to worry about that anymore. It doesn't happen.
Pay attention to things when you do like push-ups. And just when you're standing, people that are hypermobile, when they're doing a push-up, they'll hyperextend their elbow when they're resting at the top. Not good. Mm-hmm. You want the arm straight, not hyperextended. When you just stand there, you probably stand in hyperextension. That's not good either.
Right.
Collapses your back, and it's not good on your knees. So you want straight legs, not hyperextended. So start to pay attention to the things where you might go into those hyperextended zones basically, and put them into straight. It will be difficult for you at first, but once you get used to it, and then you add the base stability and our workout, the strength of our workout classes, and you pay attention to those things all the time, it's going to happen over a couple months.
So if you guys can see how I can still kind of do it, this is what a lot of women will look like. And so you see where my elbow is pointing up, the pit of my elbow is pointing up, it should be here. So if you guys have these, it looks all crazy.
So her arm is straight now.
Right, now my arm is straight. So if you're in a push-up position and you have a tendency to be like this, where the palm will turn out, turn the hand in and turn the elbow down, and that's where you're supposed to be. It's going to be very difficult, especially if you have the elbow moving this way as well. You want to pop that elbow out a little bit. But that is what I had to do to reestablish, the lack of stability I had in my elbows. So now when I go to punch or do anything, I'm not going to hyperextend it.
Exactly.
Well, that's perfect for you because I know you're training for a boxing tournament or something.
Yeah, I got it. My first one coming up in March.
Wow, how exciting, man! I feel sorry for the other person, but anyways. So we're gonna close it up. I got one more question, one quick question we can answer from Gary. Is there a payment plan option that can be set up for the CNT course?
Yes, there are 2 payment options, and when you email me, I will let you know what those are.
Okay,
Jessica
cool.
monkeybargym.com.
Yep, Jessica at monkeybargym.com. This was a very beefy NBG TV session that we just had, and I still got 2 pages of questions people submitted. So
Oh my God, that's awesome.
it's just redonkulous. So quick announcements again. Email Jessica for the CNT and base courses. CNT, the natural certified natural training course, is taking place in April from the 22nd to 24th in Madison. Email Jessica.
Armando. This is a very special CNT course that's in April.
Okay.
We will have 15 of our elite trainers there to help support the course, and they're going to all be participating in the course with Jesse and I. So you're going to basically be surrounded by about 17 elite trainers there. These guys are going to be next level CNT1 instructors all over the country.
And right now they're going through an elite series, and they come to 3 courses in a matter of months. Armando joined us for the first one, which was in September, and it's 3 days, and it's just this pounding into them all of the information that we have. They go home, they study it, then they come back for another one. And this weekend we're having the series 2. So they're going to be learning all of the information that they're going to be teaching at the April CNT course to you guys. So it's really exciting to have all these people. You're going to learn so much stuff. I mean, it's the first time we will ever have anything like this happen. I mean, it's history right here.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's super exciting. And again, email Jessica at monkeybargym.com for early bird pricing. Thank you for mentioning that. That sounds so exciting. The base course is in March 19th. It's $247 currently right now. I have a funny feeling it's going to go up in price pretty soon because this is an amazing course. Online fitness program still at $19.99. We're raising prices next month. Christine, this is a great opportunity for you to get involved with the base workouts that Jon and Jess provides, as well as the strength training for the elbow thing. So email me, Armando at monkeybargym.com. And let's see here. I think that's everything. Next week, we're going to have Lucy, who just signed up.
Lifeline discount.
Oh, yeah, the Lifeline. So if you guys are ready to sign up for the online fitness membership program, we do have a discount for you guys only. Again, email me for that information. You'll get 10% off your equipment for your programs. And you need a special link and code for that. But that's pretty much it. Anything else you guys like to add before we shut it down?
We're good. We love all the great questions that you guys are asking. Keep them coming. We're enjoying this. We hope you guys are enjoying it too. Please tell your friends about it. And our objective is the same: help as many people become healthier and happier as possible.
Yeah, and if you guys do email me about the CNT course, wanting some information, because we're teaching this course from Friday until Sunday, I'm not ignoring you, but I will totally get your emails by Monday or Tuesday.
Cool. Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys' time. This is awesome, Jon and Jess. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Thank you.